Hello! Welcome to Talkcast episode 31! Featuring me, Justin, and Tbates in around 15 to 20 minutes. How's everyone doing?
Oh, we're doing fantastic.
Welcome, man.
Yeah?
Justin,
You guys realize, we were joking that, oh yeah, Justin, you intro it, and then he did, and we were like, wait, that was sick. Yeah, do that. So he's actually
he really
nailed it.
wanted
That might be the best intro we've ever had. I'm not gonna lie, that was peak. No offense, Rizzo, but that was like, there's a new bar that you've got to try.
I've been training myself for 30 intros, and he comes in one time and just nails it.
No prep either. He's just like, I'll intro.
Like I said, I'm a natural.
Okay, also, like Justin said, Tbates will be joining us. I don't remember what he said he was doing, restarting his internet or something. But we just said he'll join later, so he'll be there in a bit. So his name's still there, but we'll grab him in a little bit.
But okay, so we want to start off today. Justin wanted to come on and talk about the NRG drama that's just been happening the past day. But I mean, I think you said behind the scenes it's all resolved, but you want to explain to everybody what's going on. But before you explain that, CJ or Rizzo, do either of you have the TLDR on what happened basically? Well, not really what happened. It was just like a clip and then a response from Sis, right? A text response. That's what this is about, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you want to Rizzo? You want me to?
If you got it.
All right. So basically, it was a little bit happened. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. It must have been yesterday.
That stream was like
I actually saw the stream live. Yeah, that was a while ago.
That was a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so stupid.
Oh, okay. So this happened a while ago. However, it's only just come to the fore in the last 24 hours. On Reddit, there was a clip. Basically, Justin was streaming, clearly being pestered a little bit about NRG, their whole situation, which is a classic. Just any NRG player gets, they just get pestered a lot if they're not performing or if they're not, winning, stuff like that. So that was clearly happening, and you could probably tell at the start of the clip that Justin, our boy here, was a little bit agitated, and the topic someone in chat sort of mentioned. What does Johnny do basically? Is he even a coach sort of thing? And clearly that's
Epic Johnny, not me, by the way. Just in case
Epic Johnny, not
Epic Johnny, the coach for NRG.
Epic Johnny, I'm sure he's great. Johnnyboi does nothing. Let's just get that straight.
I do nothing. Let's just make sure that everybody understands. Okay, continue.
Yeah, so clearly that could have been the straw that broke the camel's back for Justin, who ended up sort of snapping a little bit on the chat and said, look, basically to summarize, said, like, what would you know? Johnny's actually done a lot for this team, and he's actually a great coach. He, analyzes teams, stuff like that, was pumping up Johnny. They then sort of added in at the end, in fact, compared to Sis, who actually did nothing when we were coaching and was basically a cheerleader, Johnny does heaps, yada yada, and that was sort of the summary. You can watch the whole clip. It's on Reddit. It's on Twitch if you want. And obviously, this went on Reddit. It sort of blew up a little bit. And I guess the main takeaway was that the end part where he sort of had a bit of a crack at Sis, which caused Sis to sort of respond to defend himself. He was like, "This is absolutely unbelievable, yada yada. I actually did a lot as a coach." Justin. There was sort of a bit about, obviously Sis was a bit heated as well, so he's like, actually Justin wasn't responding very well to my coaching and stuff like that, different styles, and I'm pretty offended at the 2 years that I put in with everything that I did. That's kind of what he said, and so there was a little bit of back and forth with that, and just saying that that was all a bit of slander, and yeah, I think that the main quote that Sis didn't like is that Justin said all Sis said was go faster or go slower, which obviously might not be true. We're probably going to hear it in a moment from Justin, but obviously Sis took quite offense to that he thought he did a bit more than just tell the team to go faster or slower. So that's kind of the big drama. Everyone's been talking about it. It's got hundreds and hundreds of comments on Reddit and Twitter alike. So Justin said, "Oh, hang on, I need to come on and I guess explain myself a little bit." And go from there.
Let me set this straight. I already DM'd Sis. We talked about it. We're chill now. We're on good terms. To be honest, that whole clip was just a shit show. I worded things terribly wrong. I was more trying to defend Johnny than go after Sis, and I realized after time that I fucked up, and I definitely shouldn't have done that. Also, there's this one guy who always stops by, Rizzo. You probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's said some pretty outlandish stuff in the past in other Twitch chats. So seeing his message instantly, just triggered me, and which caused me to respond like that. And a bunch of shit that I said was just so fucked. Like, I definitely shouldn't have said it. So I apologize for that. I talked to Sis about it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry for it. I don't know. I've been trying to better myself. But that's all. Yeah. Yeah.
I can relate to getting. I mean, every time that you stream, I'm sure there's someone in chat or multiple people in chat trying to bait responses from you in certain things like that or something else. I can relate to that a lot. This happens all the time, but it's sometimes you try and like toe the line where you're like, okay, I'm gonna respond, but sometimes you go too far. And I think you realize that you've gone too far there and said something you didn't want to say. So yeah, what is your official take now? Because you and Sis are cool, but okay, for all of the people wondering, okay, Sis, time on NRG, what was his coaching really like? See, if it wasn't just about go slower, go faster, describe that like experience, I guess, is what I would think is the next step to include this.
Sis, he wasn't a terrible coach at all. Definitely, when he needed to do his thing, he did his thing. He was also a hype man. Everyone knows the nice, let's go, and all that shit. Like that's obvious when you have Sis. But behind that, like he was always like he knows much about the game. Like obviously he was an ex-pro. So he has like knowledge on that. I think the whole switch though was how I don't know how to really explain it. I guess how more involved Johnny felt with us during our scrims and during like I don't know, like tournaments and stuff. It felt like we were talking a lot more about like improving individually as a team and just like talking over what was going wrong after every game in scrims. I mean, we've been doing that ever since Johnny has joined. And like with Sis, like I don't know if anyone in this stream watches Six Mans, but after a Six Mans game, it just goes completely quiet. That's how it kind of felt most of the time after a scrim game. We never really talked about much. Yeah, I don't know. It just felt different. It felt a lot different with Johnny. And like I said, Sis wasn't a bad coach at all. He did his thing. I mean, I respect it. I respect him as a person. That's really all I have to say. I don't really want to get into it. Do you think it was
more? It sounds like it might have been more like. I mean, a lot of people were actually at the time that you guys got rid of Sis as a coach and got Johnny as a coach instead. There was like speculation at the time of like, everybody's kind of been talking about this for years, probably, or a year. Do NRG make a roster change? You made a coach change. Was it like? It sounds like it was just kind of baggage, or like all of the time you guys have spent together. You're like something needs to change. Was it that, or what was the idea with getting Johnny as a coach at the time? Obviously, you're saying it's working really well. You're liking Johnny's coaching work, and that's why you wanted to so adamantly defend him when you called out a Twitch chat comment. But at the time to make that switch, was there any thought like that? Was the speculation correct? Okay, NRG need to change something.
I don't know. I know us three, me, Garrett, and Squishy, don't want to swap a player. I know everyone probably thinks we suck. We're all washed. These guys have no mechs. They're all dumb. But we're all confident in ourselves, like as a unit, to like, get up to the top again, even like no matter how slow that is. But like, there's those little improvements, obviously. But when we had Sis as a coach, there was a point in time where I would share my screen in Discord because Johnny would like to watch our scrims, and I would share it to like Yegs, like our friend, just for fun, just so they have something to watch while we're scrimming. And Johnny gave us a lot of input after our scrims that some days I feel like Sis wouldn't. So like that was when Sis was a coach, and that's how we felt like more confident going into it. With Johnny, I don't know. It's just Johnny just felt overall like more involved, I guess. Like Sis was always into his like content stuff, and I mean I think Sis being a content creator is amazing. I think he's super funny. Like, it's Sis. Come on now, like, dude's fucking hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of just ranting on right now.
Would you say,
I never really thought of this, but
maybe help you out a little bit? Like,
yeah,
I think from my perspective with NRG, right, it's kind of, you picked up both coaches at different times in terms of where you guys are at, right? So when you picked up Sis, you guys were sort of already, on top. Basically, you won Worlds a month after you picked him up, or 2 months after. And it's kind of a different situation. I feel like when you're a coach and you come into an already established team that's like sort of firing, or the top of the region or around the top, it's sort of more about just maintaining, like keeping the vibes up, not really doing as much. Whereas, and he probably got, like, your team probably got accustomed to that. You could talk about him just like being the mental coach or doing the cheerleading or whatever, because you guys really, like, back in 2019, 2020, you guys are absolutely on fire. You probably didn't need you probably didn't need like the technical gameplay, scream or replaying out, analyzing other teams, stuff like that. Whereas, then you guys start dropping off, and I guess you've had that for 2 years or a year and a half, the tendencies of just, we're just, not that you're better than everyone else, but, you guys will figure it out, sort of thing. He's just got to keep you guys in a good mood, good spirit. But then obviously, you guys, you drop off, and then you sort of need something else. You need a bit more of that technical side of things, which obviously Sis hadn't been doing because he came in when you guys were on top. Would you say like that's also, I guess, a factor, not just, I guess, the different styles, but you probably, it was you've got both coaches when you're at a different point, I guess, as a team.
Yeah, I think back then when we were dominating, Sis didn't really have to do anything. Like, we would just show up, troll scrims, like we would do dog shit and just start yelling. We'd start speaking in French and start.
The truth comes out after all these years. It was NRG all along.
You were speaking in French back then?
We were speaking in like a French accent. We would like.
Wait,
I don't know. Garrett's really good at it. Garrett is really good at it. But we would go full French mode. We would take dubs. Like, some days we would just play absolute shit, and then during the weekend we would just farm. Like, it was like nothing really. I don't know. He didn't have to do much. But yeah, I agree with like what CJ's saying. I think at a different time, like, I think it's good we got Johnny. I think he's just more involved. That's really it.
It was obvious to everyone that you guys needed to change something.
Yeah, and like I said, like me, Squishy, and Garrett, like, we're all so confident in ourselves and as a team, like, that we can get back up. We might be a little bit behind meta, but like I said, like, it feels like recently we've been making more progress, even if it's like still barely missing out of like top 8s or like semis and stuff. It feels like we're just more solid as a unit. We know how we want to play. We can't really perfect it right now in tournaments, but like we kind of have like the base down, and we're feeling all 4 of us super confident.
That's good. So you guys, results wise are pretty similar. You're like almost there. You're like just on the outside of the top 5. Is that the goal? Because I think like this is why I have difficulty answering this question. Because I've been asked a lot. I mean, everybody wants to know about you guys. Like, they're asking everyone in the Rocket League scene, do you think NRG needs to make a roster change? And I'm always answering, I don't know, because I don't know if they want to be dominating NA like they used to, or if they're just like, are you guys satisfied with making LANs? Is that like the goal now, to just make LANs, or be competitive? Because I think every team from North America and Europe that makes a LAN now actually has a shot at winning it, usually, because every team's that good. So is that the new like goal? And that's why you guys don't want to make is that why you guys don't want to make a change? Do you think the goal is achievable? Because I think a lot of people think, surely they want to dominate like they used to, and they have to make a change for that. But what's your goals right now as a team?
Obviously, we're not expecting to like absolutely dominate everyone like we used to. Like you said, I think for sure our goal is just to make a LAN. Been since Worlds, and we kind of got lucky at the beginning of last season that we kind of went like absolutely nuts, because towards the second half of the year of that season, kind of all went down after what LA Major was it? I think the Queso series.
Oh, winter. Yeah.
What was LA. It? Yeah. Yeah. So we kind of got lucky, but yeah, I think our goal is just to make a LAN. We're definitely confident that we can make one. We just have to, obviously play better and do what we're doing in scrims and translate it to tournaments. Really.
What do you think went wrong? You said like the it seemed to fall apart at like the LA. Like that was such a massive turning point. You were NA1 seed going into that event. Group stage wasn't ideal, but you made it out of groups, and then the Queso series, I think you were 2-1 up, and then they won games 4 and 5. Like after that, you guys never looked the same. What do you think changed for such a drastic like change of results?
I think it was just like the pressure on us we had for the first land back. What was it since Worlds that
first
we won?
crisis you won.
Yeah, that was a lot of pressure. I don't know. We felt very demoralized because I'm pretty sure that game 4 against Queso, we were up like 2-0 or something, and we absolutely blew it, and then we lost the series. It was just super demoralizing. I don't know. I think that was just the turning point of just all going downhill. But like I said, we're all three of us are confident. Johnny's super confident. All of us been playing a lot of ranked. I'm back on the 2s grind after who frickin' knows how long. We're feeling good. We're hoping.
Are you enjoying it? Are you enjoying the practice, the grind?
Yes and no.
Sound like you had a gun to your head, buddy. I'm not gonna lie when you said that.
There's times where I get some SAM player or EU player on my team who has 600 ping that just can't read the ball. I'm like, why are you queuing this region if you're gonna have like 2,000 ping? So it's beyond tilting when I get that on my team. But other than that, I'm chilling. It's fun, yeah. I'm like I said, I've been trying to improve like everything, my mental and just like myself in general. Like I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule. It's been fixed for like almost a month now. I'm trying to eat better. I don't know. I've just been trying to like think of everything more in a positive way. So yeah,
how's it going? Are you happy in real life? Outside the game, Justin. How's outside the game, Justin feeling? How are you doing? With all that in mind, eating better sleep schedule, is that having an effect?
Right now, it's hard to tell. I mean, I live in a state where I absolutely know 0 people. The closest person to me is like Musty's like 30 minutes away, and Garrett's like 2 hours. So I have no one to really hang out with like outside of the online world. But it's definitely been better. I've felt like improvement. Like I don't know, like I just feel better. I don't know. And like in game, like I feel like a lot cleaner. I feel more motivated. I don't know. In person, like I just have a weird feeling in me. Like everything just feels nicer and better. I don't know. So
that's what sleep and good diet does. It really does.
It's a great
and
start.
vitamin D or tablets.
Sleep, good diet, exercise. Like it's a trifecta.
And yeah, maybe gym time soon. Got to figure that out. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Or
So
golf.
have you got any or golf? Yeah. So like you said that there's like no people like near you. I know that's a problem for a lot of like professional players, not just in Rocket League, but just in gaming in general. Like when you're in school, like a lot of the players who want to retire, who want to leave school to become a full-time player, they don't realize when they do that, they're actually just going to be suddenly in a part of their life where now you don't have, scheduled friends. It's like when you're at school, oh look, you go to school, here's all my friends. There's these people everywhere that it's like almost like you don't even have to try to have social interaction. And then when you leave school, when you're not in college anymore, now there's none of that. You have to actually go out of your way to make sure that happens. What's that like? And do you have any like ideas for how to? You mentioned it's not something that you really have right now. What's your plan with that? Or do you have any things you'd want to have in your life? Perhaps you don't.
Back when I used to live in New York, obviously I went to public school, had friends there, had a good schedule. And then I went to online schooling my junior year, and that's when it kind of all went downhill. I think every day I started waking up late. I was doing school super late since I could do it at any time. And then I moved states because just of how expensive New York was, and I felt like I get a better cost for living in a different state like Georgia. I get more for my money. So I ended up leaving all my friends that I knew in high school, which sucked. So I think for like future plans, I really love New York. I might move back maybe in the later in the future, not in the near future. But yeah, I might move back, or I might just say fuck it and go out, do my own stuff here, and hope to meet new people. And that's really it. I gotta hope for the best.
Yes, do it. Maybe all of the fans in Georgia might spot you in the wild. Be nice, everybody. Don't be weird. Don't be cringe.
Yeah, don't be cringe, guys. By the way, I have an extra bedroom at my place, just in case you're interested. I don't know. I just thought it out there.
You put a theater in there.
Everyone's in Texas with their Rocket League.
Everyone's in Austin, Texas. It's
everyone's
incredible.
in Texas. They're gravitating towards Texas.
I can't be there.
No.
I wouldn't come here. No, it's fine.
Tbates, you decided to join us. He's like finally got his lighting working. He bought all these expensive lights; they don't work. So he's been away for 15 minutes fixing it, but you got them working. Are you good to go?
Oh yeah, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be here for a nice talk cast on a Tuesday. One I can finally make. It's nice. It's nice to be here. I no longer look like an unlockable character.
Can you show everybody what you look like, or is that too risky?
No, that's
break
fine.
It again? It's fine. Yeah, that's what he looked like earlier. He's like, guys, I'm here. He's just like DLC.
Yeah, so I couldn't hop on and talk for that long, so I had to fix the lights so everybody didn't make fun of me for 2 hours.
It's good that you're able to fix it. Did you listen into the Justin story so far?
Yeah, I was listening to everything. It sounded good, especially the back end. How you focusing on your mental, spiritual, and like physical health. That's good, man. That's good.
Yeah, it's slow and steady process. It's been like a month now. I don't know. My schedule is like on the weekends. It definitely gets screwed up again. I want to say because it's the weekend. I'm off. I'm having some fun with the boys. Like during the weekday scrim days, I wake up. Okay, it's a lot better. I used to go to bed at 7 a.m. on scrim days and wake up at 2 p.m. That was my schedule. Now I'm going to bed around like 3 a.m. and waking up at noon and playing a few hours before scrims. I can get a warm up in.
I'm surprised you even woke up at 2 p.m. going to bed at 7 a.m. Like I feel like it would be later.
That's pretty good.
7 hours, yeah, it's rough.
You know what's crazy, Justin? You say that's a bad sleep schedule, but there's somebody else in this call who I know goes to bed at either 6 or 7 a.m. almost every single night. I'm not gonna say names though, but there's somebody in here who already does that.
Right, Johnny.
I'm doing it right now. It's 2 a.m. It's currently 2 a.m. But I switch it up like very fast. I was away last weekend. I don't know if it's probably bad for me. It's me. CJ's up early because he has to be up early in OCE, the other side of the world. It's already tomorrow for him. He's from the future. But I don't know if it's bad, but over the years I've become very good at being able to flip my sleep schedule very quickly, so I can just like switch it. I've got something I got to do in the morning, no problem. I'll just like go to sleep early and I can sleep. But it's different for like pro play. I feel like it's much more important to be at your most awake at the time of the day you're supposed to be most awake. The only thing I have to consider a sleep schedule is a lot of like this and like a lot of the other shows I work on are very late in the night. So I don't want to be up all day and then yawning during a show that I'm working on. So it is like somewhat smart to stay up late, sleep in if you're a European in esports, but maybe not as much as I do. I take it pretty extreme sometimes.
Justin, do you this is a random question. Do you have like windows in your room? I know you love playing in the dark, but do you like
I do have sunlight? Windows. I have 2 windows to my left right here. I have the blinds closed right now, but normally now, ever since I started doing like my whole better mentality, better everything, I've been opening my blinds every single day.
Massive.
Until the sun goes down, and then I close them, and then I would turn on the light most of the time, but right now I'm feeling the dark room vibe. So.
The reason I asked that is because we had Jack on, and when he moved into his new apartment, he had his setup all in his bedroom, and he said he couldn't get any sunlight in there, and it was just dark the whole time, and he said he just felt so like depressed and like lacked so much energy, so he moved his entire setup into like the living room of his apartment where all the light was, and then he felt way better and more productive. So it's interesting how much natural sunlight can.
I've definitely been feeling more like better and productive with just the blinds open. Like it's actually incredible.
Do you make sure every day to get actual sunlight on your skin? Because this is another thing for like all you gamers out there, that you need, what is it? Somebody in chat help me. Is it 10 minutes or 20 minutes of direct sunlight per day to help your circadian rhythm? I forget if it's 10 or 15. Probably depends on the intensity of the sun. 15, 20 is probably pretty safe.
That's really
if you
not
want to
that much.
keep the sleep schedule good. Not much. It's not so much to it's nothing to do with you can supplement vitamins in other ways. It's not to do with that. It's to let your body know what time of day it is, so you know when your body knows when it's supposed to be sleeping. So it's the most important thing for having a good sleep pattern. Says the guy who's currently up at 2 a.m. But I do know, factually, it is important to get sunlight every day.
Yeah,
it wakes you up as well. If you wake up and then just go straight outside, or you have breakfast outside, or a coffee or something, that'll get you going. That'll get your day going well. There you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't, because when I wake up, I instantly think I gotta warm up for our scrim sesh. I'm there playing training for a few hours. Maybe I'll run a rank game or two. But I have been going out a lot more.
It doesn't have to be first thing in the morning.
Yeah. I've been going out a lot more in general, to do things. So yeah, I'm not staying home like I used to for a month or two straight. I'm actually going out every few weeks, a few times every week.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's sick.
Beautiful. Well, have we covered the Justin arc? Is that? I feel like we've sort of.
That's the recent Justin.
The beef is
drama
squashed.
Gone. If Justin and Sis are cool, everybody should be cool.
I love Sis. No hate for him at all. And we talked about it, like I said, behind the scenes. We're chill. No bad blood. We're boys. So.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think a lot of, you see Reddit and stuff, everyone's comparing coaches and stuff. But as I said before, it's it's important to remember, at what point in time these people were coaching, the same team. Sis gave what NRG needed when they were at the top, when they were winning, and they won a world champ. So now, whilst it's a different point in time for the team, Johnny's given what they want. And obviously, Justin in the clip sort of compared them, which doesn't look great on Sis.
Yeah,
but I think what he means is,
my apologies.
I think what he mean, what you mean is it was just a different time, and both of them, not that one's better than the other, but they both did what NRG needed at the time. So
when it comes to explaining things, I am literally the worst person. That's why I don't think I'll ever become a coach, because I will just say the most random things that someone probably will never be able to understand. So yeah, I apologize again. Me and Sis are cool. Also, please don't go hating on anyone about this whole thing. It could get really nasty if you start just saying really just dumb shit. Keep it positive. All I ask for. To Johnny, to Sis, to me, Squishy, Garrett. We're trying our best. At the end of the day, we're the ones here. We're the gamers. You guys are the losers watching us do what you want to do.
You're on a roll. You were doing so well. You just threw so hard.
I don't care. But no, for real. Just let's keep it positive. We appreciate the support.
Let's keep it positive, you losers.
Yeah,
idiots.
these losers.
He wasn't talking about anybody listening right now. By the way, just other people.
Yeah, just the other viewers.
Just don't go hating on them. That's all.
So, okay, a couple of more general questions about NRG. So the NRG team stream, one of the most popular team streams in Rocket League, always has been. Do you ever watch the chat yourself, or tune into the Twitch chat in the NRG team stream?
What a question!
Listen.
I have. I'm not gonna lie.
You do. I asked because you're not on Reddit. But yeah, what is going on in the NRG team stream chat? You need to explain to us,
bro.
What is going on?
I have zero clue on what's going on in there.
Somebody's got to take responsibility for the community that's been cultivated here. Who's to blame? Whose fault is it? What is going on in the NRG chat? Every time that you guys get scored on, it's cringe.
Yeah.
What we just got outplayed. What is happening? Everybody's so panicky and negative. Then you a million pogs when somebody scores an open net. It is the most flip floppy chat I've ever seen.
I really don't know whose community it could be. It's either the Squishy community, my community, or the Musty community.
It's a community that you've all cultivated together.
It's the combined community, the amalgamation of Squish Just Must.
Yeah,
Squish Just Musty.
Just must.
I have a little theory here. Maybe you were infiltrated by a spy who recently left. Maybe it could have been defraudering, coming in, planting, planting the fan base, and then leaving once he realized it was done. The job was done.
Not the bandwagon.
If we see a shift, if we see a marked improvement in the NRG chat and a deterioration in the Gen G chat, then we know who to blame. We're going to be watching closely. And I feel bad because I feel like that's something pros surely like to go and watch is like the clips where they score a good goal. You're like, I want to watch that again. Like it must be pretty satisfying to hear like the excitement from the commentary and see all of the wall of like excited text. But yeah, what do you have to say to if you had like something to say to the NRG like Twitch chatters? What would you tell them? Like to let them know, like it's not.
Let's clarify. Let's clarify which Twitch chatters because there's quite a variance between some of them. You know.
Well, it's more like the overall, just a general Twitch chat community. Like, what do you want from them as a player? Like, what do pros really want from the fans? Because you have a massive fan base.
We want them to be normal humans. That's what we want.
High PPM, like pogs per minute, just a lot of pogs in there.
High PPM.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
All right, you heard the man. Energy chat better be high PPM next time.
That's a great thing to ask, but we need to be realistic here, Justin. Like, let's not ask too much. You want to be normal. Like, we're gonna need to lower the bar here just a little bit. But no, it's interesting. It's interesting to see. Does any of that ever get to you? Like the social media, the Twitch chatters is such a popular team under so much pressure. You said the pressure got to you, but was that from that or from just the legacy, the story that you guys are building?
I think it was from that before, but I've definitely there's some I used to have the mentality of being scared of letting everyone down if I fucked up on anything playing. And I still think like that sometimes. I still feel like if I fuck up, I'm gonna let everyone down, and then I'm gonna get dropped or some shit. I have those moments. And some of the stuff that I see on Twitter, Reddit, YouTube comments, Twitch comments, my whispers, Instagram DMs, Twitter DMs, literally anything. It gets to me sometimes for sure. But like I said, this is gonna be all just mental stuff. But I've been not trying to read that after trying to improve my mental and stuff. So I'm pulling off a Garrett and not going on Reddit for the rest of my life, or trying to read any of that negative stuff.
You should disable your Twitter and Instagram DMs. That's my first tip.
I'm literally on the verge of just deleting every app. just chilling.
Actually, there's a League of Legends team. I think it was TSM or something, where they when they had a match, they deleted their social media 3 or 4 days before and one day after or something, and they could only have it for a 2-3 day period or something like that. So it's actually it's definitely been a thing. Yeah, they completely their coaching or whatever, their higher ups, whatever, just told them to completely delete the app and don't go on it, log out.
That's what LeBron used to do in basketball. He would go 0 dark 30 or 0 dark whatever he called it. 23.
Yeah, I think it's 0 dark 30 is the term.
Yeah, but he switched it up and made LeBron-ish.
He did?
Yeah. So and then he wouldn't be on social media for the whole entire playoff run. So I mean, shoot, you could do that during a whole spring split. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? Might be 0 dark Justin mode. NRG back to the top.
Yeah, I will say as well.
Dark bedroom.
I was in a similar position as well, and as soon as I just stopped looking at the Reddit, I swear I was just 100% more positive, instantly, because the Reddit's awesome when you're doing amazing and you're doing well and winning, but as soon as you're not, it's oh man, I don't want to read that, but I wanted to keep reading. And it's it's mainly, it just happens to be mainly stuff you don't want to read at that point. And the same thing goes for Twitter as well, and also about the whole letting people down thing. CJ could probably vouch for this as well, but you get over it pretty quick.
Whoa, that's a straight bullet. Hang on a minute. No, look. Well, I'm not going to defend myself there. Look, no, the thing is as well with Reddit is that the problem is that even if you feel like you're doing good or you're playing well or you're doing good for the team, you can just go on Reddit and then see one comment where it's you're not doing well, and then it can just like completely ruin the vibe as well. So even when you think that you're just going on there to grab all the positivity, you can get a couple of paragraphs that can just change your day. So stay away from it. If you're a pro, if you don't, it's kind of like if you know what you're getting yourself into. If you go onto Reddit, you go into your Twitter DMs, Twitch DMs, stuff like that. So it's tough to. It's like a drug though. Some people want to see what's going on, but you just got to get away from it. Exactly. One bad comment ruins 100 positive comments.
But it's like we're biologically programmed to seek things like that out. If you like wondering, okay, why, if you know it's bad for you, why do you keep looking? Why do you keep wanting to read? Why is there a desire to read a forum where there's probably going to be negativity that could like ruin your mental or affect you negatively? Like, it's because we're biologically programmed as humans to like seek out like admiration and to seek out like people acknowledging that you're doing a good job. Like that's like what everybody does in any walk of life. You're like just trying to
say that.
That's what humans are trying to do at the end of the day. If you think about it, like everything that we do is to like seek out like people liking us and getting praise, everything, every decision. So it's like we're biologically programmed to do that. You have to go against your biological like preference when you don't go on Reddit. You're actually like you're ignoring your programming almost if you do that. So it's really impressive actually if you can ignore it and not go on. It's hard because it might sound stupid. Like people say, well, why would you go on if you know it's gonna be bad? Well, actually, it's a lot harder than that. It's not that simple. So yeah, if you can avoid it, honestly, good job.
Yeah, you always just want like everyone always just wants that validation, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
And speaking of, I guess myself yesterday, going onto social media, wanting my ties to be pumped up, wanting everyone to love me. I just tuned into a Johnnyboi stream. It's called the Goat Pyramid, and I was like that. That Pepe meme where he's just staring at the screen.
Oh no.
He's just waiting. Like I'll take the bottom of the pyramid. Put me anywhere. Put me on it. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near the pyramid. No OCE players either. This was the biggest fraud pyramid ever.
Oh,
what's the criteria? Come on, Rizzo. What's going on? You didn't even do anything.
What? Well, okay, hold on. Let's not go too far here. OC, you can debate may or may not be deserving of a spot, but I don't know. Like, that's a little extreme there, CJ. I took that second bar, that second row, and I held it with pride. Okay, buddy?
Second row, you're not the second row. Oh, second row going from the bottom. Oh, I'm about to say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, second row is a second row. It's
level 2. Level 1.
Oh, I thought you were talking from the top. I thought you were talking about that Rizzo. You're not up here, are you? I had to look again.
Yeah, he's on the second floor. No, so you don't like the fact that I didn't put OCE players on there. I had for 2 OCE players in my honorable mentions, but I know that doesn't count. Drippy and Torsos. I actually talked to Yummy Cheeseman about this. If Drippy, all it would have to be is for Tarsos to be the best player for Chiefs at season 6 when they got 4th place, and I would have put him on there. But when they got their best result, he was low key getting carried. Tarsos is probably the OCE GOAT, I'd say. He's been at every the most lands for OCE. I think he missed 1 last season. Might miss this one coming up, but yeah, he's definitely the OCE GOAT. But he never had that carry performance. Drippy kind of outshone him early, and then he outlasted Drippy, but yeah, Drippy was the best player. Yeah, Drippy had he was the first international transfer because he was really good, but yeah, didn't have the longevity of all the other people in the pyramid. I know that a lot of people are mad because I put 3 Mina players and 3 Sam players on there, but I'm looking at what they've done in the time that they've been able to actually do things versus the time OCE's been in RCS. What have they done? Yeah, they've been around for a long time, but Tarsos has had a lot of bad results, so I couldn't put him on there. It's too stacked. It's just too stacked. I'll have to do a different type of pyramid for you, CJ. I'll put you the topper of the RL personality pyramid. I need to make one of them.
Best OCE personalities. You might take 5th or something.
I think to defend OCE, I think the longevity has it. Wait, what did you just say?
No, don't worry about it.
I think the longevities of I feel like sometimes you weighted up in your pyramid, but then other times you didn't. I think Torsos deserves to be on there. You can say, but the one time he got 4th, he was the worst player, but that's pretty nitpicky. I feel like you're not doing that again, for a lot of results. Other players, you're
who else?
You know what I mean. I feel like you're trying to justify it
CJ,
whilst really getting into it. But if you look at longevity, he's like what, top 8, 5,000.
But he never had a top 3 ever, though. He's never been top 3. He had 4th.
But he's also
never podiumed ever at a LAN. Never podiumed.
Also,
everyone else
place is like
podiumed.
one of the best results in OCE esports entire history. Like, obviously,
it is. No, like maybe I should consider more because I didn't really.
It might be. I don't know if Renegades, like OC, like CS Renegades were good, like when they were all Australian.
Oh, my bad. You're talking about overall, like esports.
I'm just talking about an esports history, like in general. Like it was.
Yeah,
insane.
the population's low, and the geographical distance traveled for events, and just like trying to connect to stacked servers makes it very difficult. So it is impressive that they can be as good as they are. But I think it's like. Yeah, if somebody wants to do that, put like OCE players on the base of the pyramid, I think that's totally fair. That's why they were mentioned in my honorable mentions. But I tried to be like objective, like with results for mine. I valued the results more. Top 3s, wins, second places at LANs. I think if it was this most recent World Championship, like if Tarsos like snuck into a top 8 of the most recent Worlds, that's probably worth more than any that event before it. That's the first event where like a top 8 is like, okay, hold on, that's something. It's a culmination of a whole year. But before then, I feel like top 8 out of 10 is like whatever,
How about you make a GOAT pyramid of in 40 years' time, like who are going to remember these sort of people? Do you know what I mean? You're picking some people that they've had some results, but is anyone really going to remember him in 40 years' time?
See, the problem with Johnny's pyramid, and I know chat can't see the pyramid, but chat, listen, you don't need to see the pyramid.
Wait, maybe I can.
I'm gonna explain it to you.
Fine.
I mean, no. You can
I can do it. I can do it. I got a production team.
The problem with Johnny's pyramid is that he's not calculating impact. There's a lot
legacy.
There's not legacy, like what you've done for the game. He's simply just talking about skill.
Talk to him.
And it's
Keep going.
And when you're just talking about skill, I mean, you can make a list of who's the best player.
I mean, I did. For the record, I did do that, but like, not as much as you sound like you would want.
Yeah. I would do that, by the way.
I did.
More.
I ranked Devo, for example, significantly higher than his results would suggest, because I think he was the best player in the world for probably a year, and everybody copied him. He was the best player in the world by far for a year, probably. So I put him higher than his results would suggest. He doesn't really have that many results. He got a first and a second at Worlds. That's kind of it. Whereas a lot of the other players had like.
You got to think about it though, because unlike the 4 of you, back when Devo was that dude. See me, I was just now starting up on the game, and when Devo was cooking in season 3 with 207,000 people watching, and you saw Devo play Scrub on your stream, Johnny. That dude was different. That dude was inspirational. Double touch, mechanics, moving faster than everybody else. Like that's impact. That's legacy. That domination in season 3 World Championship. That's something that you can't replicate again.
But how do you like, calculate this? How do you calculate this? It's purely subjective. If somebody wants to say, oh yeah, you should rank this player higher because they did whatever subjective, like intangibles, as you like to say,
has to be subjective.
Yeah, you could do that, but I tried to be I started off with a very objective like pyramid, and then I moved some players around if I thought that, okay, this guy got carried, this guy hard carried, and so on. This guy was best in the world. This guy invented the Fennec, and so on. I moved a few players around, but I tried to be as objective as possible. And to be honest, I don't think I've ever put anything out like this that got less criticism. So maybe I did something right. I don't know. I could have done worse. I could have done worse.
You have a GOAT conversation with 50 people in it. You can't have 50 people in a GOAT and a greatest of all time conversation. You just can't be wrong at that point.
Exactly.
I want to see all of you who are calling it. I want to see you all do one of your own.
You already know.
Calling me out,
mine.
Yeah, I know you will. But I want to see everybody who's calling me out. Yeah, you got. Come on, Justin. We all know that you're like out there. That's ridiculous. But anyone who's calling me, I want to see your pyramid. It's actually really hard. Like anyone who's done a ranking stream will know, it's really difficult. When you look at somebody else's list, you're like, that's garbage. Then you try and make your own. And you're like, you run out of spaces with 10 players left. Who's not on there? You're like, oh no. Like,
you do have
it's actually really difficult. Yeah, I put Ignite on there. 3rd place season 6 winner of E-League. He did some things. Second place stream.
He deserves to be on here. I just didn't see him the first time. I see him now.
Mm-hmm. I want to see everybody.
Said Chrome's criticism was no top of the pyramid, but you did say that K-Dop was your number one. He was your GOAT.
Oh, yeah, you should just put K-Dop above Turbo. No question.
No, the reason I put K-Dop and Turbo together is because K-Dop is, I think, the all-time GOAT for me. I think he just is the best player ever. But Turbo is closer to K-Dop than he is to all the players below. So I have to put him up in the same tier because they're very close, I think. I think K-Dop edges it, but Turbo is right there with him. Then there's a little bit of a gap. And then there's the 6 players I put beneath him. You know, actually, what was crazy? I want your guys' opinion on this. I saw a lot of people complaining about JNaps being on my second to the top tier, saying that he didn't do enough. And I think I was very surprised. I didn't think people underrated JNaps as much as they do. But I guess he started so early. Maybe people weren't around.
I don't remember
for that.
They don't know about
that's crazy to call that like a bad placement on him because
isn't that insane?
I think
he won
like,
E-League 1. Like people forgot about that or something. I guess they didn't watch.
When you're looking at and a major, but like if you're looking at like a GOAT list or whatever, I mean you have to factor in like longevity because a player that's been around for like 4 months is really nothing in comparison. That's been like there for 3 years. Or I mean,
top of the game.
Exactly. And JNaps has been there for 6, 7. I don't even know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
looking at your thing pyramid now, Johnny. The biggest problem I have, just on face value, the one glaring issue is Joyo should not be on the bottom. Has to be a tier higher. There's no way. He's had 2 second majors and a first. He can't be on the same level as all these other people that have had one good result.
But the problem is he played with Vatira and Rise, who both now they're all separate. They've continued to succeed, and he hasn't. So, just in terms of greatness,
but he got second at the last major.
Yeah, but then Rise left the team, and now they didn't qualify. So, he was playing with Rise.
This is one split. You're going off one split. This is recency bias if I've ever seen it.
Also, I think he was. I didn't want to turn this into trash talking Joyo. Joyo comes up to me at every event. He's like, Johnny, I can't believe you put me number 9 for this event. This is ridiculous. I need to be high, bruv. I'm like, here I am doing it again. I think Rise and Vatira were the best players on their entire time that they played with Joyo. I think they've been the top 2 players, kind of changing places. Vatira's the best, and Rise has MVP performance at the Winter Major. Then Vatira's the best again. I don't know. They're kind of they're insane. So I had to acknowledge that by putting Joyo lower. Did somebody question Astral being higher though? Really, Astral? 3rd place season 8.
Impact.
Winner of RLCS season 9 online.
Impact. Okay, he won winner online season 9, Johnny. Outside of that.
Took BTS to game 7 in the quarterfinal. He gave BTS a better series than anyone at the most recent World Championship, the biggest event ever.
Oh, Johnny, wait.
Top 4 at the Spring
Major. Do we remember
Major.
Losers? Did he win?
He top 2. He destroyed Arming Corp.
Stop that conversation right now.
No, wait, you've won though.
We do remember Losers.
No, but you've won.
I remember the second places. I think second at Worlds is as important as winning a DreamHack. I think second at Worlds is as important as winning a DreamHack. It's on the same level for me.
Wait,
you make Worlds final. No, I said I'm talking about Rizzo.
Rizzo.
Yeah, Rizzo second at Worlds. Yeah, I think getting second at Worlds is the same as winning a DreamHack back in the day. It was just a more prestigious event, so you have to rank Grand Finals as a very good result, even if you didn't win.
Oh no, yeah. When I say we don't remember Losers, and we don't. But if you make the grand final, it does matter. It does matter, even if you lose it. I mean, that loss just weighs more than all the other losses. I mean, at least you made it to the grand final. Astro above Joyo, no way. Joyo significantly impacted the games. Probably the most influential player in the last year. Joyo.
London MVP, but got carried by his teammates. This is blasphemy, Johnny. This is just blasphemy.
Is this an influential
you can't justify
list or
Has Joyo ever been the best player in the world? Has Joyo ever been the best player in the world undisputed?
Your recency bias is ridiculous.
Has Astral ever been the best player in the world? Yes. When he carried season 9 final in EU, 1v3'd Vitality.
Last time I checked, there was a G2 team over across the pond who was doing the same exact thing, dominating. Who was on that team?
It doesn't matter. That was a fool. That was that was a great team.
It was
that was a great team.
Doing our thing over in NA, getting it done, Johnny. That's
getting it done. Last time I checked, Johnny, even if Astro was the best in the game, if you're the odds-on favorite, you polled Vegas, if there was a land that season, G2 would have been the overwhelming favorite.
Why would they be the favorites in World's Finals? final? Who are the only 2 players to lose 2 world finals?
Well,
Who
at
are
the moment, they
players
hadn't
in
lost 2.
history?
They
Who are
hadn't
the only
lost 2 at the moment.
Well,
Johnny
I mean,
only
they
been
have
1.
now. They have now, and they lost
Well,
with Atomic as well, who's pretty good. So I don't know. Like, if you've got the only 2 players who have made 2 grand finals and lost both of them, every other player who's made 2 world finals has won one of them minimum. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you would predict like them to beat Panda or K-Dop in a final when the K-Dop and Panda are both like playing very well. K-Dop, Fairy Alpha, Astro, Panda, Yukio were pretty good back then. They just came 2nd and 3rd at Worlds. Yeah, I don't know. Like G2 were in the top 3, but you can't say they were the favorite. That's just like some classic NA pandemic copium from you. I've heard enough of it, like through the pandemic, and it's still going now. What is going on? The pandemic's over, and I still hear online NA copium. It's insane.
All right, Justin, who was better at that time, EU or me?
Oh, you for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Talk to him. No, actually,
Justin couldn't have beaten me. He got like 4-0 in the spring series, like on ESPN or something. He's like, oh yeah, I've got to cope somehow. G2 must be the best team of all time.
Now, if Justin, if you're making if you're making a GOAT pyramid, who goes higher, me or CJ?
Fuck.
Oh, come on, this is obvious. It's not me. I'm not taking the piss.
Stay quiet, guys. Take your time.
Okay, hold on.
Let him think.
Because
wait, let him cook for a second. I'm listening.
Playing Rizzo was the most annoying shit I had to deal with in my entire life back in the day. This guy would pre-jump me every second of every game. Playing against CJ, I would just farm him, but it was easy. So probably Rizzo over CJ.
That's true. Justin's like 5-0 against me, including.
Well, listen.
Oh no!
But you gotta think about it though. If CJ knew how to utilize his car and didn't backflip at the World Championship, Justin,
we had you, Justin.
He would have had you.
Remember that?
He would have had you, but he backflipped. He forgot his inputs for a second.
Imagine.
Tell him I had you.
Justin, do you realize like they were going to run the CJ retirement ceremony regardless of the result of that match, even if they beat you?
So
do that. How would it have felt to lose to CJCJ Renegades and then he retires? What would that have been like? Can you imagine?
I think if we started this new season, we wouldn't even made it through the quals. I think it would just been that bad.
Can I just say, we've said this before. I think I'm the reason that you guys have just started. If we beat you guys were finished. You might have all retired. But instead you made top 8. You beat us, and then you beat COVID Semper. You made top 8. Still a decent result. But if we beat you in the 13 to 16 round, your career could be over. So I think I did you guys a fair. Like you guys can thank me. You know.
Where's his Christmas card is all he's saying. It's been like a whole Christmas and you didn't get one. So you need to put him on the list.
Exactly. No, look, I want to just also, like, the pyramid. I saw some people saying, like, you know, the recency bias in chat, in Reddit is ridiculous. Like, I saw people saying Jack should be higher. Like, let's pump the brakes. Like, they won one major. Let's just pump the brakes a little bit.
Jack's on this list?
He is. He's on.
Yeah, he's baseline.
Jack and Nolly are on the list. Like, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Obviously, Nolly has some top 4s at majors.
They just moved region.
How the heck is Jack on this list?
Because they dominated NA Online and then won the major.
It's a short span. I need to see more. I need to see him do it again.
Okay, who should be on there? Who have I omitted? You keep saying that players are on there.
I'm putting like Drippy or Torsas. Drippy or Torsas.
Okay. Well, they were my honourable mentions, so they were close.
I'm saying, Johnny, like you compare Jack to Nolly. Oh, sorry, Jack to like Joyo, who still got second at that major, but also won another one, and then got second in another one, and has won more regionals. You know, last season as well. I just think that's a night and day difference. Like I feel like I know it's one split, but it still is only one split. I know they dominated, they moved regions, but it's still one split.
I did say this is fair to if you missed this. I didn't like make any like visual to illustrate this at all. But yeah, Joyo and Cuxer were the 2 players on my pyramid who were very close to being 1 rank above. But I wanted to keep it. I was challenging myself to keep it symmetrical and not like just chuck them in there because I couldn't think of a player that's worse than them. So yeah, Joyo was the closest to going 1 rank higher.
Who do we move down then, T?
Yeah, that's the real question because I got him above Jack, but they're on the same they're closer than Who do you move down? That's the question.
Who do we move him down from where? Who am I moving?
Who are we moving down for Joyo on our second row?
For Joyo on the second row? Like I said, I'm moving down Astral. I can move down.
Astral's crazy. How are you?
I can move down Metza. I can move down.
Metza. Metza, who won E-League, came third at Worlds twice, second at Worlds once. Are you serious right now? Come on, you picked the worst 2 names to start off with.
Yeah, Metza's got hold him with Metza.
Yeah, but okay, listen, he played with great squads. Metza's a great player, but I mean, like,
what happened to his team when he left? What happened to the team that benched
Johnny?
him, Bates? What happened to the team? They came second at Worlds, third at Worlds. They benched him. What happened to them after that? They got relegated. Like, he was the player who survived.
Yeah. So
it wasn't
he's a great
player,
great team player. And
if that happened to any other team, you'd be like, yeah, clearly he was the best.
But Metza hasn't changed the game like Joyo. And Joyo's changed the game completely. He has added so much more creativity, more flow. He was on one of the most dominant teams in the past year. Final major champion, second. Yeah,
change the game is such like a ridiculous thing.
People are gonna remember Joyo more than they're gonna remember Metza, and that's just not even that's not. And then
that's
you talk
like
about
unfair
skill,
though. This isn't about who. Like, I think the whole point of this is as well as like, you know, giving like the GOATs their credit. It's also to like educate people who didn't watch seasons 1 through 5 or 1 through 6. I don't know. A lot of people, like most of the Rocket League viewers, probably didn't watch the early seasons. So who are they going to remember? Yeah, probably the player they watched. Like, that's irrelevant though. It doesn't matter in terms of like greatness. Like, in terms of changing the game though, what did Alot do that changed the game? What was he like known for? Do you remember Alot?
Let's give the pyramid 5 more minutes here. By the way, just throw it out there.
Okay. I want to ask though, did anyone know what Alot did more than anyone else? The player Alot, who played with Magnus and Metza, what was he known for? Yeah, redirects. How do you redirect without teammates passing the ball to you? Like, Metza and Magnus are part of that. They were like part of the team that really like pushed that forward. Like, if you're talking change the game, they were like right at the forefront. They were like doing something no one else really thought was possible, which is leave a player upfield. Everyone else thought, nah, rotate, get back quick. That they're like, nah, we're just gonna leave a lot up front. So like, they're part of that. You can't just say that's only a lot. Like, no way. I didn't even weigh that into this ranking because I think it's silly to be that subjective. But come on, saying like this team changed the game, this team didn't, is just like nitpicking. I don't think it's the point.
You could be a great player. You could be a great player on a great team and have good results, and still and like that, and you can have all that. It doesn't mean that you deserve to be higher than somebody just because you're on that team.
Metza's results are significantly
Joyo's one of the best in the game.
What's Atomic done over Joyo? Like, direct 1-to-1 head-to-head.
Well, second place at the grand final of the most important world championship ever. First place of the winter major, beating Joyo's team.
MVP.
I don't know.
That's the
Joyo's
probably the best player on the team that did it. I think he's to carry that team.
Whoa. Pause on the Atomic.
Oh, this is a good head-to-head. Don't try and act like Atomic clears Joyo.
Nah. We're not letting you cook right here. Atomic doesn't be up there. Atomic doesn't be up there, and Joyo does too. That's why I'm moving Metza or I'm moving Astro down.
That's crazy. I genuinely thought you were going to say Seiko or Mark. That's the 2 names I thought.
Mark is a good one. You're obviously weighing RCSX is massissive.
Not even massive, but they won the fall major, which is like
you can move Mark.
Culmination.
I don't know about Mark, man. I get you moving that. Mark's tough.
Well, you talk change the game. Mark broke rotation more than anyone else I can even imagined in season X. I don't even care about changing the game. I feel like they're all changing the game. I thought you were going to say Mark or Seiko. That's what I thought you were going to say. Like, Astral Metza is crazy to me. Like, absolutely crazy.
I think as well, though, like you're mentioning, say, like a Joyo's legacy's been tainted by the past split. But you've got so many players on there, Johnny, that have fell off the edge of a cliff and were still competing quickly that you forget it, like, just because of their legacy before that. Like say, a Greasy was still competing for ages. Even, you could say...
But I've got him on there.
Greasy's a weird one. Like, I feel like Greasy could be moved down as well because like they were good
bro.
No, I mean, this is what I'm saying though. You're like, oh, Joy had a bad split, so he has to go down because he's on a downward trajectory. But so many of these players it's not like they just went at the top and then kept peaking. Like,
if you guys care about like
tainted their legacy.
Oh my! You guys talk more than me about who changed the game. Like, okay, Flipside Tactics invented rotation, and then Weedham Girls were like, nah, forget shooting. We're gonna go backboard, and everybody copies it to this day. Like, if you guys care so much about like who affected the meta, you should love Greasy being highly rated because he was at the forefront of like, let's aerial everything fast and just dust people
that's why he would be on the list, but at the bottom row.
Well, do you not think that what he did is still meta defining. Just going as fast to every ball in the air as you can and hitting it whichever way you're facing. Greasy is like 7 years ahead of his time. Literally like one of the first players to do this, and it is still the meta. I don't really care about that. I put him up there for results.
Okay.
But you guys care about this so much and you're like disregarding it.
Let's let First Touch deal with this. Tbates, you can take him, please, because I'm annoyed with Johnny. I've got a lot of problems with this pyramid, and we need to move on, though. We'll leave it to First Touch.
All right, leave it to FTE.
All right. If we're all good there, then I have some sad news to actually break it down to you guys. There was actually a tweet that we saw, and BTS Beyond the Summit has actually shut down. They're completely closing their doors. They made a long thread, but I cherry picked one quote out of it that I thought was actually incredibly nice. Obviously, there's a lot of trouble with like in the financial world and stuff, and people are struggling, companies are struggling, and they said this part: throughout this time, our number one priority has been to ensure that our team doesn't get hung out to dry. We've been closely monitoring our financial situation, and over the last few weeks we reached an impasse. If we keep going and things don't improve, we could run the company into the ground and not be able to pay anyone anything. But if we let everyone go now, we can give them advance notice, a head start to figure out future plans, and a good severance offers. So BTS, instead of deciding to just keep running their company, and then when they hit $0, they say, okay, you guys are all leaving, they're actually going to give their employees, their entire team, like a nice 2-week heads up, and they're also going to give them a severance package, so they're closing their doors earlier than they could, than they should, or whatever, to actually make sure that their employees are completely taken care of, rather than what a lot of companies have been doing and just kind of closing doors, which I think is extremely admirable, especially because BTS has been around for 11 years. I believe they started with Dota, and they had a piece of Rocket League with them as well. They've done 3 events, I think. Maybe I'm wrong there. I think there was an online one, there was a LAN, but I think there was another one snuck in there that I can't quite remember.
Didn't Justin win both of them? Didn't you win the online one this summer shuffle? You beat Omelette or something in the final, I believe, and then you definitely won the LAN, though. You did win the LAN.
Yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
Yeah, you played at that one, Rizzo. You played at that one. CJ and I were casting. Why? Okay, what made that LAN different? What made Beyond the Summit different for you guys as players compared to other LANs? I think this is like the best way to remember them. So go back in time.
I'll start. Personally, for me, it was just like a super fun experience. Like obviously it's like it has that tournament style, like kind of like sweatiness to it, but not at the same time. It's like it's like laid back. It's like another Gold Rush, I guess, if you want to say, kind of.
Yeah.
And those tournaments I think are like just the best tournaments. Like those 2 tournaments, I think that was like a peak in my life where I was like the happiest just because of those tournaments. Just because of how amazing both of them were. So I'm definitely going to miss it. I mean, I was really hoping for another BTS in the future, but it feels bad, man. We can't get one.
I think
I missed it.
I think BTS is something that like they kind of paved the way for a lot of like the for fun stuff, and so there's been a lot more stuff like that kind of pop up, like the grassroots sort of the events themselves feel a lot more personal, and obviously when you're at RLCS it feels super cutthroat, super like strict. I don't know, there's places to be, all that stuff, but with BTS it was super laid back, and I think a lot of tournament organizers and tournament hosts have taken just a page out of their book and realized that, you know, these people want to be comfortable, these people want to have fun, and they've learned from them. And I think that's like one of the biggest takeaways from the whole thing, from BTS. Mm-hmm. And for me, like as I was playing at that, I think at the time I didn't really appreciate it for what it was, because
left early.
Yeah, I didn't really appreciate what it was because okay, dude, I ended up getting
you left the LAN early,
bro. I got like reverse swept by like Chaussette and a Fennec, and then I went into the room with Scheist and Corey, and I was like, hey, it was Saturday, and I was like, I don't even play tomorrow, can I just leave? And then I bought a flight that day and went home. And so like
yeah, exactly. You're in a terrible spot to talk about BTS. I'll talk about BTS because it's very close to my heart. Obviously some interesting things happened to that game with Mafia. Very sad that we won't be having it back. But as you said, like BTS, it was the first sort of, it was competitive but casual as well. Like this was the first time I was playing, like I was dominating K-Dop at table tennis. I was dominating Fairy Peak at table tennis. And this was the first time before that at LANs, there wasn't like sort of a real player area with games and stuff. Whereas now we at like all the LANs at majors and worlds, we have like table tennis table. That's always going to be there, you know. Arcade machines and stuff. I think BTS was like the first LAN where we really had that sort of more interactive vibe. It wasn't just all about scrimming and practicing stuff like that. We had, you know, I remember like Justin's dad was just smashing everyone at all the 80s arcade machines and stuff. There was like Smash Bros setups. There was everything there. It was awesome. And it felt like the closest, I guess, the competitive scene had been, because everyone was just kind of, like the games were sort of like, the actual tournament was sort of such a side piece. Like everyone enjoyed all the other things so much more. Obviously Justin won, so that was congrats to him as well. But as he said, like for you guys, it probably wasn't just winning the event. It was like everything else that went along with it, like hanging out with all the guys and everyone just eating. I don't know, just everyone sitting up behind like the car, like that. Just the way it was all, cool. You could just come sit down on the couch if you wanted to and chat, you know, hang out with the stream, or you could sit behind the couch and just be always on camera and just eating food, chatting to everyone. It was a really cool event. So very sad that we won't have that back.
Justin, how important was it to win that? Because, you know, it was a really fun LAN, but you guys together hadn't won a LAN yet with you and Garrett, I believe. So you won it. You got the win with Turbo, and the World Championship is right around the corner. How much did that like help your confidence? Even though it's just a fun LAN, you still won it.
Yeah, well, we went into that LAN and we didn't really expect anything, because obviously it's for fun. I remember after winning, though, Garrett was like literally crying because he won something. Like, so like it definitely, like going into Worlds, the confidence was there. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a really good experience. Like I'm actually like really sad that it's gone, because like I was hoping so much for another one.
I really hope there's another LAN. That's a gap now in the ecosystem for Rocket League that has to be filled by like if any TO, like I feel like, you know, there's a lot of TOs who want to run events, and you know, if that ever is a thing that happens, like off-season events, if that's ever a thing again, like that is the obvious one to do. I feel like, you know, it's so different than anything else in the Rocket League calendar right now, where everything's very serious, everything's very professional. It's just, it goes against all that. Like very chill, and it's not that the fans aren't great. The fans are an integral part of every event, but like having no fans, just pros in a area lets everybody just relax, because you don't have to, you know, interact with people you don't know. So it's a nice thing to switch things up, and I think it also makes like going back to LANs with fans so much better, because then you're like, oh, this is great. You know, we've had a little fun LAN there, and you know, now we're back with all the fans going absolutely mental. So yeah, if any TOs are out there thinking about arranging something, it's got to be that, in my opinion. That's like no brainer.
I do want to say as well, because Chrome brought it up in chat, but as much as I keep saying how great BTS was, and I do 100% think that, even though my experience wasn't amazing, I also got astral pinched on at that LAN. That was where that happened.
Oh, the back corner pinch.
Yeah, where he pinched it from our defensive corner into my net while I was defending. So, and then I went home early.
And that's when a near airport meme began.
Yep.
Rizzo started the near airport meme. Oh no.
Yeah, there were just so many funny. I just remembered there a lot, like perfectly predicting the time and goal of like
I think the NRG that's a great clip.
Yeah.
I'll try and I think I've got it here. I found
Unbelievable.
It's so funny.
Was it an overtime already? Or
no, it was just a normal game. It was just
when's the next
the Muffin Men. It was like a mix up scrims. You know, one of the crew battles matches.
Crew
and
battle.
It was Muffin Man who gets on. I think Justin was playing that. I think Justin scored the goal actually. And Turbo is on the couch with a lot, and he's like, what time's the goal gonna be? And he's like, oh, I think it's gonna be a pretty bad goal at 3:37. And then it like cuts to Justin's team's comms or something, but then like you see the ball rolling, it's like 3:39, 3:38, and then it cuts back to us, and Lot's like, wait a minute, and it's perfectly at 3:37. I don't know if we can pull it up the stream because it'd be scuffed, but I can link it to stream if they want to watch it.
It's such a crazy guess.
It would definitely be scuffed, but it would be possible. I could screen share it, and then we'd all be on the same time. If you want to do that,
You can set it up.
Here we go.
That's also when Farah the Airbus became a thing. Because Farah fast aerialed probably at a world record slowest pace ever, and just looked like, if you think heavy car bug is fake, look at Farah aerialing that time that CJ dubbed him the Airbus. That was the heaviest car I've ever seen. He used like 100 boosts and he only ended up like half a meter off the ground. It was incredible.
He didn't jump. He just like
like
that.
It was incredible. But he also he didn't like it at the time. He's like, why are you guys making fun of my mechanics? Stop it. But now his creator code to this day is Airbus. Farah's creator code on Epic is Airbus. So if you want to support him,
that's hilarious.
Use creator code Airbus.
So
in the shop.
It's kind of like any publicity is good publicity, and obviously we're just making fun of it. But if you embrace that, like, you can really turn that into something, and he has. So it's really good to see. Like, absolute legend. There's certainly a lot of memes came from that tournament alone. It was absolutely crazy. Think about it. I've named a few people. I've given the Airbus. I've given King Card, Prince PJ, just to name a few. The King, though, that's probably the most iconic one that people will say universally.
Season 7, and that was because South America wasn't really expected to do much, and then they were flip resetting in their own defensive corner for no reason, and
that was Prince, that was PJ.
PJ just flip resetting in defense because why not?
Yeah.
Incredible.
The King came from when we first saw, I think it was just before Sam's first series, or before what team was Card on? It was
like Low Key or something.
It was Low Key Esports, yes. Just before you play, it was Low Key Esports, and they were showing like the B-roll of them walking around and stuff. And Card just had like the biggest chain I'd ever seen, and he was just strutting around, had just all the swagger, if you will. And I was like, look at this absolute king just rolling around. And then they did the walkout, and he still got the chain on, cap on, and I was like, what a king! And then I got all like the mainstream to spam king when he was on screen. And then it just went from there.
The South America average level of drippiness from South America pros that lands is above any other region. That region is clear. It's unreal. I know Archie's gonna be furious I said that, but it's true.
We have the clip ready to go. So let's see a lot's clip. Right. This is perfectly timed clip. Okay, it froze. Nice. That's perfect.
It's around I'll tell you. Hang on there.
Oh my god, it's 3 FPS.
Oh, what's going on here? What are you streaming?
There it goes.
Hang on there.
Give us a time on the clock.
Okay, it's gonna be a really bad goal. Around 3:37, I think.
This is against you as well. Sorry. 3:37. You really got clipped on this entire event.
Yeah, it was a rough one.
For either team. I don't know who's gonna.
3:37.
3:37.
So you called it a little bit ahead of time there.
Ceiling to you? No.
Oh yeah, it's cutting back to the comp. Oh, I remember this.
And then it cuts back to us. Here we go.
No way. Okay, listen to this. I told you. 3:37. I don't play games around here.
Oh my god.
I don't play games.
Listen. That was actually so funny.
What an absolutely insane clip that is, though.
Rest in peace, BTS. We'll miss you greatly.
Incredible. CJ's just trying to draw attention to this clip, though, so the real clip of the event doesn't get called up, where he threw Mafia for the time. We all remember. You're not.
I don't remember that one. No one remembers that. Don't worry about it. We move on.
The Mafia games have to make a comeback one day.
Mafia?
Did you not watch this, Tbates?
Oh, BTS?
Yeah, BTS Mafia. We were playing after the matches.
No.
You watched Rocket League at that point. Come on.
Wait, no. I was saying you saying Mafia. I know what the BTS Mafia is.
Oh, you say the other type of A in America. I can't remember what you call it. Yeah, we don't have that in EU. It's just Mafia. You know where the actual Mafia originated from? Italy in Europe. Yeah, we don't say Mafia or whatever it is you're saying.
Never heard of it.
I see.
Facts.
Mafia.
The Mafia.
Ma is Scottish for mum. I don't know what you're doing, putting it in the word mafia, but it's fine. I don't judge.
I think we've covered most of our topics. Do we have any?
Oh, I wanted to mention. So we did talk about just very brief mention here. We talked about the whole women's carball world championship or
WCB
like drama. Yeah. So they've been acquired by. Is it they just straight up been acquired by G1?
Oh yeah. They were. I don't know if they were bought or if they were they gave them it or what happened with the situation. But G1 now owns WCB.
They own it, so that's sick. They own that, which means that's going to be back on track, which is awesome. And yeah, G1 also just straight up qualified for the LAN. What an incredible dub week for G1, by the way. They acquired WCB and then they qualify for the LAN with their RLCS team. That's a great week for the org. Congratulations. And yeah, congratulations to the WCB as well. Excited to see the event back.
Yeah, there's a 100k tourney coming up in September. I think it's NA only, someone said.
Yeah, it's I believe it's a women's 100k
Galaxy
NA.
Racer.
Yeah,
right?
Galaxy Racer, that's what it is. I tried to kind of find more info on it, but I really couldn't find much.
Didn't it used to be an org? Am I tripping?
It is an org. Yeah, they were an EU team.
Still
it was Ixos team. Ixo Mate RG, if I recall.
Apologies for my misinformation. Yeah, that's it's good to see. We're getting just get more publicity. Let's get more tournaments up, and props to G1 for running it, for taking over from the interesting situation.
Question. So I have a question here. So yeah, there's this women's 100k, but it's NA only, and people are like, oh, EU gets shafted again. Always NA, always NA. But my solution is, why not just move?
That's what I'm saying. Just move.
Just move to NA.
Just move.
If there's no tournaments, just.
I thought you were gonna say just let them play on higher ping, but you're like, just move.
Doesn't move.
No, that would be way too easy of a solution. So why would I say that?
Yeah, you should go through the whole entire process of buying a whole new place, trying to find a new place to stay again, the visa and everything. Just move. You got plenty of time to do it. It's getting announced for September. Make sure to. Hey, what month we in right now? I don't even know. February. Yeah, February. You got plenty of time.
Yeah, until September.
Yeah, you're on a vacation. You don't need a visa.
It is I mean, the main reason is because sponsors want to pay for NA stuff, which is a whole nother discussion, really. But it is kind of jarring to see how many NA tournaments there are in comparison. Because when I see a lot of stuff, it's it's either NA or French. It's French tournament.
Yeah, true.
There's not really much else besides those two.
Yeah, it's the same as the size of the CRL, I guess, compared to. I know the EU, they have the UK or EU, the University League and stuff, but it's
EURL.
Is that what it's called?
It's called EURC.
EURC.
Uni Rocketeers.
EURC.
Yeah, is it?
I mean, it's not. That's never going to be as big in Europe because collegiate things isn't really a thing over here as much as it is in America. It's massive in America. It's not really a thing over here, so probably just not going to come naturally to Europe. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's popping off in NA.
I think there's a German uni league as well.
There is,
they're also under Uni Rocketeers. But
I used to see Godsmiller and stuff winning some random lands over there. I won't say random lands, it's a bit bad tape, but some smaller tier lands. There's certainly a lot of German local lands that we've seen. So there's a bit going on in EU. It's certainly a lot smaller, and as you said, it's a lot to do with the fact that there's thousands of countries. Not thousands, but you know what I mean. All different demographics and different cultures and stuff like that. Whereas America's just NA is just it's a big collective. Everyone's all in. But Sonics is also based in NA, so it's always going to be more stuff going on in NA. Speaking of region stuff, though, now we've got through our topics. Boy, oh boy, I'm not sure if everyone is aware of just how ridiculous the weekend was in terms of Rocket League and how many crazy things happened. If you're not aware, let me do a quick recap and then we can dive in if you want to. Firstly, we have 4 regions play this weekend. This is a shout out Direct for this tweet as well. All 4 grand finals went to Game 7, which it's not crazy, but it's still pretty cool. Elevate lost. APAC super team that everyone's saying, oh, super teams are terrible, going out of the regions. Elevate lost, didn't make the major. Limitless, SSA, who are expecting to win every single regional known to man, lost in the final to Skill Still, their old teammate. So Elevate missed the major. Limitless lose. KC lost after we expected them to just clean sweep the entire EU. First time ever we're going to see 3 regional wins in a row. They lose, not out of nowhere, but they got basically lost the sweep. And we had an EU tiebreaker, first ever 3-way tiebreaker we've had, which was crazy. Obviously, G1 and then we had Sam have a tiebreaker as well for the major. This has to be like 4 regions playing and the 4 most like ridiculous results we could have possibly had. I mean, this is W Rocket League right now. That's crazy.
So NA needs to step up. If we don't get a tiebreaker, pick your region. We need a tiebreaker. We need to make sure that this happens. It could happen though. It's very possible. Like all we need is for like Dignitas to lose. I think they've got a 1-point advantage, which is cringe. So Dignitas have to lose. Oh no, wait, Dignitas is fine. M80 and Space Station are a little bit cringe though. 19 points, weird number, not divisible by 4. What are you doing? But yeah, NRG 16, Furia 16. If they get 4 more than Dig, then that could be a big tiebreaker with Dignitas. That'd be pretty cool. It's possible. Possible we get an NA tiebreaker.
5-way tiebreaker in NA? What has to happen? Ooh,
the 5-way
Justin, you
tiebreaker.
Must know. You've done the math, surely.
Clue. No clue.
What? You don't know?
It'll involve Koi making semis or something, and then NRG, Knights, Furia all losing in the quarters, and then Space Station and Matey doing terribly, Dignitas losing in the round of 12. Yeah, that basically would be a 5-way tie, but I don't know about that. Sounds a bit unrealistic. 4-way tie is more possible.
Oh, somebody just linked a tweet that shows a 5-way tiebreaker. And it could happen with...
no way.
Wait, what? This is actually kind of crazy.
Nothing too absurd.
Yeah, no, it's nothing crazy. It's Genji G2 in the finals, Complexity in semis, FaZe in semis, then quarters is Genji Knights, Complexity Furia, FaZe Koi, G2 NRG.
Yeah, the top 4 is fine.
If the Fish gets top 8 again, if they beat Space Station,
top 8 Fish, bro.
It's the Fish.
Koi's the Fish.
I mean, that's definitely possible. Justin, would you like to play in a tiebreaker for your land spot?
A 5-way tie.
Yeah, 5-way tiebreaker after your day.
Gosh, I don't know about that one. That sounds. Oh God, that's nerve-wracking. After what day is it? Sunday?
Right after, Sunday after the grand final, tiebreaker starts. So it could be 5 more series.
Yeah, so you
how does a 5-way work?
How does a 5-way tie even work? Is it like? I think what would happen is it single elimination bracket. The bottom 2 seeds start in quarters, the others are in semis, but then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 matches. That's insane.
I was gonna go. You give the number 1 into season points the straight through to the final, but that could be too advantageous. Oof. That's probably way too advantageous. That's like 2 series ahead, isn't it? That's pretty crazy. Yeah, you couldn't. I think
bottom 2 in season points play first. And then they play the winner of that plays the top in season points. The other 2 are off on their own side of the bracket playing each other. Direct is saying, Direct, do you know what the 5-way tie is? I don't even know. I feel like it'll just be a single limb bracket. Surely they're not going to do a gauntlet or something, are they? I'm curious though. I'd love to see a tiebreaker. Tiebreakers are the most exciting way to watch teams qualifying for a LAN.
I can't imagine for the players, man. I'm not looking forward to it.
Spanish players are really good in tiebreakers because Complexity beat Space Station, and now G1 beat German Amigos and Quadrant. So Spanish players are just clear in tiebreaker scenarios. They're 3-0 against non-Spanish speaking players.
Does this mean I would peak?
I think you guys are safe.
That's what it's sounding like.
Like me specifically would peak?
Wait, can you speak Spanish?
Yeah, but I'm not going to. Not happening.
Why not? Is it
personally, I'm just not comfortable with how I sound speaking it. So
fair enough.
So if we're going to assume that Gen G, Complexity, FaZe, and G2, well, obviously Gen G's through. We're going to assume the Complexity, FaZe, G2 are through, given they're a little bit ahead.
Yep.
What's going on here? Who have we got? We've got Dignitas in the 5th spot on 20 points. I don't know if you want to just pull it up on stream, Rizzo, if you like. No, that's a lot of work for the director here, but
if you send the image, it's easier.
Oh, the image. I can get an
Whatever
image.
image you're trying to.
Can get an image. Hold on. Well, how many teams are we? Should we include Optic, or are they just like not
I think
important
we
enough
should
to
go
include?
down to V1. If Optic,
I'll include V1. Sorry, Optic, but they're way back. I don't know if it's even possible for them anymore. There you go. It's muy complicado.
Here's a smaller one if you just want the. Oh, you can probably crop that one. Light mode might be too much.
Oh, light mode's way too much.
CJ, get the light mode out of here. What are you doing?
That could be too much for the stream, but we'll let him know.
Chat's getting blocked. Can't see him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as I said, if we're assuming that the top 4 are through, there's one spot. And we clearly have... Well, you could go all the way down to V1 if they pull a regional win out. But realistically, I'm thinking down to NRG is where we're going to see...
Yeah, agreed.
The 5th team.
16 points. The importance with that is if you're trying to make up a 4-point gap, you just have to like go into... Actually, it's a little bit... The annoying thing about Dignitas being that 1 point clear is that going from 9th, 12th to 5th, 8th, which is, making it through round 1 of the playoffs, gives you 3 points. So if all Dignitas have to do is make round 1 of the playoffs by not finishing last in their group, they're on 23 points all of a sudden. So if any teams make quarterfinals below them, they from like Furia, NRG, Knights, they wouldn't catch them, which is unfortunate for them. Space Station and Furia would. Space Station mate you would because they're only 1 point back. But yeah, Dignitas being on 20 is definitely annoying for NRG, Furia, and Knights because they'll have to go to semis probably to get the spot.
Great to hear.
Probably have to go to semis because, well, unless Dignitas finish last in their group, which is possible, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Gen.G, Dignitas, Koi, and Shopify as a group.
Dignitas is not losing that.
I don't think they're losing that. So if they don't lose that, and they're in round 1, and they get eliminated in round 1 of the playoffs, then NRG, Furia, Knights would have to go to semis to go past them in playoffs. Quarterfinals would not be enough. Which is tough.
Are we just going to say it then? Or are we just going to one team go? Who's the 5th spot?
Yeah, we've got to make it. We got to all predict. I've got my team. I know my team. I think.
Do you guys know who I'm predicting?
No.
Really?
He's gonna say NRG. He always says NRG. It's not just his justice here. He always says NRG.
He does.
NRG again, baby. Let's go. It's time.
You're only one place behind, really.
I think Space Station, because I think Space Station quarterfinals is pretty likely, and that would be enough to put them past a round 1 eliminated Dignitas. And if Space Station go to quarterfinals, that would mean that NRG would have to make the finals. Furia would have to make the finals to overtake them, which is really... the semis. The semis, not the finals.
That's
tough. Yeah. Tough to make semis these days with FaZe, Gen.G, Complexity looking so strong, G2 looking so strong. So I've got to say Space Station.
I say Space Station's. You said that you're confident in quarterfinal.
Yeah, I'm confident they can make quarterfinal. They're consistent enough because I think they're beating Ghosts, so they're getting out of groups. And then I like the I don't know. SSG's pretty consistent.
Then it depends on where they're put.
I don't know. They're just very consistent, aren't they? They're one of the consistent
teams. I say if they get top two in their group. Yeah.
Because they're in Group C, so if they got 3rd, who would they play? They would play 2nd place from Group A,
which could be troublesome.
Oh, that's fine. That's Dignitas, Koi, or Shopify. Yeah, Space Station's fine.
Whoa! That could be Gen.G now.
No way are Gen.G losing that group. Come on.
They could lose a game. You never know.
Nah, they just lost Regional 2. They're gonna grind for this one. They just lost. So that whenever teams take L's, they like get back on the grind. I think they said they took that one a bit like easy. Gen.G probably got a bit complacent for Regional 2, they were saying. I think they're probably not gonna do that again. Win the group. I don't know. I feel like the road for Space Station is kind of clear because Group A, like Big Koi, Shopify is like weak.
Let me see these points. What's NRG need to do?
NRG coming 2nd in the group would be advantageous because they play against, if they don't win the group, winning the group is obviously the best thing to do, but if you don't, then 2nd place NRG would play against either Matey, Knights, or Optic, most likely.
Yeah. Okay, but
I think NRG make quarters.
So say NRG gets 2nd. Then they play Group C 1st place. Is that G2 again? Oh no! Justin, keep having to go up against G2.
Why? Why is it every regional?
Because the format, I don't know.
Format.
It's because they perfect seed. They've got
I
group
think
stage.
you want to get third. NRG want to get third.
Yeah,
then they'll play.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. See, if I was a player, I'd be calculating this like a mug, bro.
Actually, well, no, then
I'll be trying to figure out how to avoid people. Cause like this is silly. If y'all end up getting second, you're gonna play G2 3 straight times. Like what? That ain't make no sense, man. Like you can't even avoid them.
Yeah, win that group.
Actually,
you're in trouble.
G2 could, luckily for NRG, G2 could lose that group. That's the group of death.
I mean, yeah, that's the hardest group.
That's the hardest group. So
but see, okay, but see, dang, it's just, I guess it's just tough. It's just tough. I was having this conversation.
The top 4 is strong, so making semis is going to be tough. That's why Space Station are in a good spot, because they can pass Dig by just making quarters. Every other team needs to make semis to pass them, which is very difficult.
I just think there needs to be a way, like, because it's like, I think there's 2 teams. Well, dang, phase 1. So I guess there's 3 teams. There's three teams. There's 3 teams that just like at the moment they're looking really good in NA, and they just like
phase and complexity. Yeah, you're right.
Whoa, complexity. How you throwing them in there? Listen.
Yeah, they look really good right now. I've got to agree with you there, Bates. 3 teams that are just clear of the competition in NA. You're not wrong.
Unbelievable you said that.
I'm gonna go SSG as well, just because I think they're just the 5th team. I think
their path is just
we saw resilience as well. They're I don't want to remind Justin of it, but they obviously reverse swept NRG last regional. Probably the first time I've seen them actually show a bit of fight when they're down.
Wait, so okay, reverse swept?
Oh my god!
Man,
what are you?
Dude, it's happened twice now. Didn't it happen to against Complexity like a few months ago too? It wasn't it's just a disaster. Really. It's all tragedy.
I know you know how to close a series. You got to put them away.
Well, I don't know what happened. It's just tragic, really.
Hit a quick double touch. Let the casters go Justin again one more time. Put a choke on the caster.
Justin, I want you to remember who's hating right now. I want you to look at the 3 names.
Whoa, time out. I haven't picked nobody.
No, the three top webcams of Shotcast, and I want you to remember who's hating.
All I'm saying is
who's on your
Rizzo
side.
says NRG every time. It's like Tbates saying G2 is going to win every LAN. It doesn't mean anything when they do, because you say it every time.
Hold on, Bates. Wait, let me talk first.
Yeah, you got it, Rizzo.
I was just going to say, I'm looking for a job next split, so I'm going to say NRG once again. Bates, thank you for the inspiration.
Listen, Rizzo, I hear you right there. But how are you looking for a job next split?
Oh, I just try to get the NRG spot. It's like casting or something. A little gig. Some
NRG spot. They already got 2 people.
Well, they can use a 3rd.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because the Bezos left, the bandwagon left. They do have a spot. Pick up Rizzo.
They got Sis filling in. I'm not sure if that's permanent or not. I'm not sure if he's sticking with it, but they got to keep their eyes open. Someone's looking.
Okay, hey! I hear you. It's a strong methodology. His words are some. That's all I gotta say.
I'm trying a new strat, Justin. As you might know, I've predicted you to win many LANs that you came second in, because I thought you were going to win and it was never working. So I'm trying something new here. I'm going to predict you to lose.
How is it every time you open your mouth, the words are just even worse every time?
I mean, I'm just telling the truth. I don't sugarcoat. Like, I did predict. Did I predict you to win season 8? I think I did, though. Pretty sure I did. I'm gonna go.
You predicted them like every year, Johnny.
Every year. I was the original Tbates. I was predicting NRG to win every year. Like, I predicted us to win season 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I was like, come on, it's gonna work one time. It's gonna work one of these times. Nah, maybe I was maybe the car. I was the original. Maybe I was the original Aspira. I don't know. Maybe it was me the whole time cursing NRG.
The original Aspira, Alex. Is Alex in chat? You're catching.
It was you and Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs was a curse.
You see, listen, Justin. Now Gibbs is on the phase train. So phase, you can only go so far. It's giving 4th again. It's giving 4th again at the LAN.
He's on the phase train, isn't he? Remember the
No, he is. He's on the first killer train. He was so mad that Atomic was NA MVP. Gibbs, how about first killer win something? Then he become MVP.
Cold out.
NRG, I think it's doable, but it would be smart to win the group. it would be very smart to win the group. Just beat FaZe in the group. Not FaZe. I think it'd be very smart to win the group. Sometimes CJ's saying come third, maybe come third. I don't know about third.
Not third. They got GG.
Win the group.
Why would you try to only win the group when you could win the whole event, Johnny?
No, Tbates and CJ are saying like maybe you try and like get third because maybe if you beat V1, you could just throw to Cole, get third. Nah, win the group. If you can win the group, this is the clearest run by far. I think. Just be in complexity spot in the bracket, and then easy. Hey, I'm the first to say it. You guys are saying come third. I don't know about third.
No, I didn't say come third. I'm just saying if I was a player, I would take it. I would be thinking about these things. The moment I saw somebody go 1-0-1 or something, I'd be trying to calculate. I don't know, man.
You have to.
It's a good group for NRG. That's I think the bracket is going to be really rigged against them. It's going to be a bracket of death. If they win the group, it will be the bracket of life. So that's the way to get it. I think.
And it don't get no easier after this. Cause next split is that double elimination thing, and that one is just brutal.
No, Justin truly loves. Do you like double elimination?
Yeah, no way you like double. There's not enough games. You don't even get
all the OGs like it. All the OGs like it usually.
Maybe for like a world championship land, but not to qualify for a major. No way.
To be honest, I don't care the bracket format. I never have. I just show up and play.
You just have a fun time. You just know.
I just have a fun time. I enjoy it.
So, I respect it.
That's the just win mentality.
Yep.
Well, good luck this weekend, nonetheless. You know, it's going to be a tough run. If you guys qualified through the run that you've got ahead of you, then that is thoroughly deserved because it is stacked. The odds are not stacked in your favor. So if you pull it off, then that is the return to form that everybody is waiting to see. And you say you're confident, your teammates, you want to stay together. Yep. I believe it's possible.
All right, well, I think that's just about all we have time for here, chat. So we appreciate you guys watching episode 31. Shout out to Tbates and Justin for joining us as our special guests tonight. If you guys missed any of the podcasts, you can check out the YouTube upload, the audio on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I will be uploading there and tweeting out in a bit. But thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Night.